Today we will be making these Orchid Volvelles. These are great for wedding menus or possibly a name tag to put at each person's seat. You can use it in your wedding invitation suite to provide details. You can use it as a save the date. There's really so many options for these specific cards. You will need the template for this, so as soon as you have that purchased, go ahead and come back to this video where we will get started. Go ahead and open the PDF that came with your purchase, and the second page is going to have a list of the supplies that you'll need for this project. If you need any supplies, you can shop my Amazon list by clicking that button. It'll take you directly to my Amazon storefront. Here is all my must-have Cricut things. You can also keep scrolling on the PDF, and all of these images here, if you click them, they will take you directly to that product on Amazon. Moving on to where we will be doing our design portion, you'll go ahead and click Open Canva Template, and that will open Canva. Everything here you can use under the free Canva account. This is where we'll be editing or writing out our actual information that will go on the bottom portion of the Volvelle. These are customizable. You can pretty much use any font you prefer. You can use any word you want. I also want to show you the amount of colors that you have to choose from. If you're familiar with Canva, you can try to create your own colors, but here's the ones that are available immediately right away. I also created a little graphic image to put on top of our card, and it shows you the borders. Now, it's really important that when you are editing your writing within this card, that you only use what you have available within the borders, so that when you actually layer your orchid on top of it and spin it, it's visible. If you put writing outside of those borders, they will not be visible. Go ahead and find the color that you like and go ahead and start editing the verbiage portion. If you're using this as a menu, make sure to write what your food will be. If you're using this as a save the date or anything to go within like a timeline within your wedding invitation suite, just make sure that you are writing whatever you need within each petal. Side note, I did not advertise these as name tags or place card settings, but you could change it to each person's name. It's a little time consuming, but would be really cool. Just an option. Before we export any of our images, we need to go to the position button and then to layers. And we need to find the border graphic and delete it because we don't want that printed on the actual invitation. It's only there to help you keep the verbiage where it needs to be, but we don't want to print it. So make sure to find that, delete it, and then we'll be ready to export these. Once that's completed, we are ready to export. We'll go ahead and click share and then download. We want to download these as a PNG, not a JPEG, not an SVG. We want the PNG. I usually do kind of a higher resolution. We'll resize it later on in Cricut. Canva recently changed the way that this looks, so if you have them all selected, make sure that you're only selecting the two that you need. And then this last one's really important. Make sure you're downloading it with a transparent background. Now we want to bring those over to Cricut Design Space. So we will go ahead and find those images and upload them onto Cricut Design Space. Hit continue, apply and continue. We want a flat graphic. We don't need multiple layers, so a flat graphic will work just great. Now when this first downloads, you'll notice an exclamation mark. That's just because the image right now is huge. Once we downsize it, that little exclamation mark will go away. Don't freak out like I did when I first saw that. Next, we want to hit Effects and create an offset. The offset that we're creating is going to be a distance of 0 inches. We don't need it to be any larger or smaller than it is. We want it exactly the same way, so make sure that's 0. And then change that color to white. This is a small step, but a very important one. We want white so it doesn't affect the blue color that's going directly on top of that white. Next, we're going to organize our layers a little bit. Make sure that the image we want printed is on top and the offset is on the bottom. Go ahead and select both of those and hit flatten. Next, we are going to do the same exact thing for image number 2, the bottom portion of our Volvelle. So continue, apply and continue, and this will also be a flat graphic. Upload. And same thing with that exclamation mark, it'll go away as soon as we downsize to the size and the shape that we need. Side note, the easiest way to size these is by clicking the image, looking at the dimensions, clicking size right above it, and changing the size that way instead of dragging it. Make sure that the width is 5 and the height is 4.43. If your shape is not moving nicely, it's because it's locked, so make sure that you hit the unlock in the middle in order for you to put those exact dimensions, 5 by 4.43. Alright, we need to create that offset again, just like we did for the other one. Make sure the distance is 0 and make sure to change that color to white. We will organize a little bit better on the layer side. Once the template is on top of the offset, we will click the both of those and flatten. At this point, we should have 2 things listed on our layers panel. They should both be flattened, and once that's good, we can make. Now we're going to want to change the material size. I'm personally using the letter size, 8.5 by 11. Send to printer. Next. And we don't need the bleed, but we do and should always use system dialog. This just makes sure that when we print, it opens through the printing settings on our computer, not through Cricut Design Space. This is great because I can tell the printer to print at high quality, which is really important for these images. It's also a great way to put the type of paper. I'm using just cardstock, so I'll leave it at plain paper, but if you're using matte, you could do that as well. And then once we have it printed, we'll go ahead and put this on our light grip mat. Make sure that that arrow for the print and cut is facing at the top. The brayer tool is super important because it helps to make sure that the entire page is on the sticky pad. If you do not have a brayer tool, I would do that. Give your Cricut machine a minute to read those print and cut lines. And then when you're ready to peel off, because I used a heavy cardstock and a light grip, this will come off pretty easily, but it's always best to remove the paper from the mat by flipping it upside down to avoid the curves. Now we're ready to use our hole punch. If you don't have this one, you'll just need a hole punch that can reach the middle. There is a very soft hole printed on the actual image, so you know where the hole needs to go. I'm going to be using my Crop-A-Dial tool. I love this because it's a hole punch as well as the eyelet or grommet setter, so it's like a all-in-one, which is wonderful. But yeah, what you're going to do is, if you have the Crop-A-Dial, the little lever on the top tells you what size of the hole punch. So that first one was the one we want, but this is the larger size. We want the first size available though, so make sure that it's on the one that says 1/8. That is the size that we need. So we'll go ahead and line up line up our card really well, and then make sure that hole punch goes right over the printed hole on the card, and go ahead and put that hole into both of them at the same time so that they are perfectly aligned. I'd like to take a minute and talk about the paper fasteners, or sometimes they call these brads. They're a little thicker. They're definitely more affordable than the other option, but they're not as durable in my opinion, and I would not use those if you plan on mailing them. I prefer to use these guys. They are grommets, and the little pieces are the washer. A lot of people call these eyelets, which technically they could be an eyelet, but an eyelet is something that squishes among itself. These are grommets because you're putting a washer on the back side and you're squishing the grommet with the washer. So you can kind of choose whichever one works best for you. If you're mailing these, I would definitely do the grommet option. It's thinner, a little bit more durable in my opinion, but if you're just making these for fun, or like just paper fasteners work for you, then that's great. That's also an option. But I do want to use the grommets for these, and I will be showing you how to do that using our Crop-A-Dial. If you don't have a Crop-A-Dial, you will need some type of setting mechanism to actually place these grommets with the washers. Make sure you have one of your grommets, which is this guy right here, and then as well as one washer. So you'll need both of these together to create our spinning mechanism. Back to our Crop-A-Dial, I'm going to put this lever up here at the very front, and that is going to allow us to use this front portion, which is the setter that we'll have for our grommet and our eyelet. Now, first I want to mention this has multiple sizes available, so when you push this portion down and spin it, you'll see that there's multiple options. We want to be on the one that says letter C. So make sure it's on C and put that back up there. And the same thing for the bottom. There's several different sizes and options available. Make sure that we have the one with 3. So the bottom should be 3 and the top should be C. So 3C. From here, we're going to grab our washer and we're going to place it on the bottom cube, the one that was titled 3. Make sure that the little knob is through the hole of the washer. Then we'll grab our grommet and we'll place that directly in the hole in the card. Make sure that the orchid is on top and then the information card is on the bottom. Make sure that the grommet goes all the way through to the back side. And then we will carefully put this, without knocking over the washer, underneath the little silver knob included on the upper portion called C. And when you see both of them lined up, you can go ahead and press down. Don't press down too hard or else you won't be able to spin it very nicely. But by pressing it down, you are locking that washer with the grommet. See how there's some space? I try not to do it too hard. Hard enough that it's there, but not too hard where it won't spin nicely. But yeah, that's how they create the little locking mechanism, so that to me it's a lot more sturdy than the paper fastener or the brad. And then it's thinner, so it fits nicely in an invitation. And I do also like the little hole. I think it looks cool. Now, I do want to briefly mention, if you're using these for a menu or a place card, something that you're not putting in the mail, if you're using this as like a save the date or something in the wedding invitation, then skip this portion. You need it pretty flat. But if you're using this at your actual wedding, on a table or as a name card, you could create a little bit of a dimension or like make them a little poofy by including what they call cubies. You can kind of see it in there. It's like a little sticker riser. So I will kind of briefly show you how to do those. But again, if you are mailing these, do not do this option. This is just if you want them to be a little bit elevated or a little bit like risen up for some dimension, if you're placing these somewhere around your wedding. Now, the ones that I really like to use are called cubies. I linked them in my Amazon storefront, so if you want to find these exact ones, go ahead and go back to the PDF where my Amazon shopping list is. These ones are really great. These little cubies they're adhesive or they're sticker material, so you can really just stick it onto the portion that you would like, and it's literally as easy as that. Super important that you only use one side of the sticker material, because you don't want it sticking to both sides of the Volvelle, because you want it to spin. So only use the sticky adhesive side on one side so that it still smoothly goes around in a circle. If it gets stuck, it's likely because you stuck it together with both sides of the adhesive cubie. Another thing to be precautious about is where you place it. If you put it anywhere on the bottom area, it's not going to spin well. It's going to get caught on the surrounding petal corners, for example, like this. So when you do end up placing it, make sure that you're placing it pretty close to the hole. And that's a wrap. Yay! I hope you love your Orchid Volvelle. These are great for menus or for place cards or for save the dates. Really anything. But if you do end up creating this, I'd love to see it. So email me or shoot me a DM.